Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about VB.NET data type, variables and the operators. So let's start with data type. VB.NET data type is used to define the type of a variable or function in a program. Furthermore, the conversion of one data type to another type using the data conversion functions. A data type refers to which type of data or value is assigning to a variable or a function. For example, when we declare a variable, we have to tell the compiler what type of data or value is allocated to different kinds of variables to hold the different amounts of space in a computer memory. That is, the type of a variable determines how much space it occupies in the storage. Syntax: dim variable name as a data type. Dim is a reserved word, keyword, which is already defined in the VB.NET language for declaring a variable. Variable name, it defines the name of the variable that you assign to the storage to store values. Data type, it represents the name of the data type that you assign to a variable. Now these are the data types and their allocating spaces in VB.NET. So these are the data types and their spaces. Boolean. A Boolean type depends upon the implementing platform. Byte. It will take 1 byte space. Character 2 bytes. Date 8 bytes. Decimal 16 bytes. Double 8 bytes. Integer 4 bytes. Long 8 bytes. Object, say any picture object size based on the platform such as 4 bytes in 32-bit and 8 bytes in 64-bit platform. S byte 1 byte, it takes 1 byte. Short 2 bytes. Single 4 bytes. String data type depends on the implementing platform. Unsigned integer takes 4 required space of 4 bytes. Unsigned long 8 bytes, and user defined structure. A user defined data type depends on the implementing platform. Next, we will have a look on the example for the displaying the values of the variable with the data types according to the data types. So here we have initialize, here we have declared the variables, different type of variables with different data types. B as byte, num as integer, si as single, db as double, get date, C as char and str, and then we have initialized the values of a variable. Now let's take a look at the output. See, console.writeln, byte is B. It means console is an object and writeln is a method to display the values of the variable. Now B already defined as byte and it is initialized with the value of 1. So we will get here 1. See, byte is 1. Similarly, this integer value is num. So within the quotes, these statement will come as it is, and num, this is a variable and it will display the value of the variable. And this is a num as integer and it has a value initialized with the value 3. So we get the output integer number is 3 and save and so on. Now, type conversion and the casting. What is type conversion? Process of converting from one data type to another data type is called casting. There are two types of conversions, implicit conversion and explicit conversion. Now, in implicit conversion, the compiler will not ask how to convert data and directly convert the data. Like computer does not ask how to convert data, we can say. See, as the example, see, this is a variable a double, ADBL. Dim ATBL as double and dim B int as integer. So we have taken two variables, one is of double type and the other is of integer type. Now, this text box text value is assigned to a double value integer to a variable which is of type double. Now this variable which is of type double is being assigned to a variable which is of type integer. So I say, for example, I take the value 10.33 in textbox.text. Now this double variable, the variable which is of type double, will take the value 10.33, but when this 10.33 is assigned to bint, which is of integer type, it will not accept that value in points, so it will round the value 10.33, it will round it to 10 since it is less than 50. So this b int will order. So the data 10.33 will automatically get converted from double to integer by simple assignment. There is no need to make use of the functions. So this is called implicit conversion. Now, let's have a look on the explicit conversion. In explicit conversion, we specifically ask compiler to convert the value into another data type, and we use functions required for the conversion. So here are the few, I have mentioned just few of the many functions which are used to convert from one data type to another. Say cbool to convert to boolean data type, cchar to convert to character data type, cin to convert to integer data type, c double, c short, and c decimal, and so on. There are so many other functions for the conversion. Now let's have a look at the example. See dim d as in, no, this is not integer. Sorry, this is double. Dim d as double. Dim I as integer. Now the text box value will get transferred to double value. That is, suppose 10.33. Let's discuss the previous example. 10.33 is assigned to d which is of type double and not integer, it is double. Then if we want to assign this value to a integer variable, suppose d is assigned to I, then we have to use a functions of conversion, and that is int conversion. First of all, which to convert to integer data type. First of all, this double data type has to get converted into integer data type with the help of function cint. So cint d will convert d value to integer type, and then it will get transferred to I. And this is how explicit conversion takes place. Now let's discuss about VB.NET variables. What are the variables? Variables are the memory locations to store values input by the user, or we can say name given to a storage area. In VB.NET, each variable has a particular data type, which we have already discussed the data types, that determines the size, range, and fixed space in computer memory. With the help of variables, we can perform several operations and manipulate data values in any programming language. VB.NET variable declaration is like this. Dim variable name as data type. See dim here, dim, it is used to declare and allocate the space for one or more variables in the memory. Then this variable name, it defines the name of a variable to store the values. So it is a name memory location. Then, or we can say to a variable, we can say then as it is again a keyword that allows you to define the data type in the declaration statement. Then data type, it defines the data type that allows variables to store data types such as char, string, integer, decimal, long, etc. And value, assign a value to a variable. So we can say that the variables are the symbolic names given to the memory locations to identify the data, and they are basically used, variables are basically used for storing a value which help to manipulate the data, and the variable values keeps on changing during the run time. Then variable naming rules and the variable type. Now these are the rules which we have to follow while naming any memory location, while naming a variable. See, first character is always an alphabet. Yes. After that we can put number, we can name it with numbers also, but the very first character of our variable name should always start with the alphabet. Then space not allowed between the variable names. Suppose the variable name is some name and surname. Suppose Savita Gupta. So you cannot write Savita space Gupta. You have to make that, fill that space with some. So we can fill that space with underscore to make it to follow the naming conventions while naming the variable. Now you cannot use a VB.NET keywords Keywords, and we have already discussed keywords are the reserved words which are already been defined in the VB dot language. So variable is always user defined. We cannot take those keywords which are already in the VB.NET for naming the variable. Special symbols not allowed, for example dollar, ampersand, etc. are not allowed while naming the variable. Now variable data types. Now variable can have integer type, floating point, say integer type s byte, byte, short, unsigned short, integer, unsigned integer, long and char. Then variable can be of floating point, say single and double. Then decimal types, decimal, boolean types, either true or false value, one value, 0 or 1. Then data type, date types. So variable can be of date type, that is it contains date. Now variable declaration and the initialization. We have discussed it before also in the data type. So let's discuss it in the variable also. How we declare a variable? We declare a variable as dim. We have seen the syntax also. Dim roll number as integer. Dim is a reserved keyword, which we have already discussed in the previous slide. See, this is dim, variable name as a dim. This is used to declare and allocate a space for one or more variables in the memory. Then dim roll number. This is a variable name, as is again a reserved word, and integer is a data type. Dim emp name as a string. So we have declared different variables with different data types. Now how we initialize it? After the declaration of a variable, we must assign a value to a variable. So syntax is variable name is equal to value. For example, dim roll number as integer. We have declared roll number as integer. It is a variable and is of type integer. Now we give value to a roll number. Roll number is equal to 10. This is called initialization of roll number. We can also initialize it while declaring also. Now let's discuss about VB.NET operators. Operators are the special symbols that are used to perform specific tasks of operations. Operators performs a very special role as they make computations and operations easier. So types of operators: arithmetic operators, then comparison operator, then logical bitwise operator, bit shift operator, assignment operators, and many more operators, miscellaneous operator. So it is a symbol for performing different operations. Now let's discuss with the arithmetic operations. Arithmetic operators are used for performing mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, etc. So these are the arithmetic operators available in VB.NET. So it performs all the arithmetic operations. See, this raise one, adds two operand, subtract. This is a subtraction. This multiplies. This is raised to power. This is power. Then divides. Then floating point. This divide one operand by another and return an integer result. And in this case, divide one operand by another and returns a floating point result. And this is modulus operator. So these are the various operators, their meanings and how they are performed. Say there are two variables. Let's consider two variables x and y. So x to the power y with this operator. Then add two operands x plus y. Then subtract x minus y. Multiply y, and so on. This is mod x mod y. It will divide x with y and show the remainder. Mod means remainder. Next, we will discuss the example containing arithmetic operators. See, we are declaring variable x and y as integers. X as 15 and y as 3, first of all. Now, this is a comment. Output x plus y is equal to 18. This is a comment line. Now, console.writeln x plus y is equal to x plus y. See, now this is an object with the method writeln. This will write x plus y and add the x plus y value, that is 18, and print x plus y is equal to 18. See the output, x plus y is 18. Similarly, x minus y, see, x minus y is 12. 15 minus 3. X into y, 45. See, x into y, 45. X into y, 45. And this way, all the values will get displayed with this example. Now comes the comparison operators. Now what are the comparison operators? Comparison operators are basically used to compare different values. These operators normally return Boolean values, because when we are comparing different values, it will normally come either true or false depending upon the condition. So the various operators in the comparison operators are equal to, not equal to, see, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, and is. So basically, it compares two expressions. In this, two expressions are compared and returns a Boolean value resulting either true or false. So what I mean to say is it compares two expressions or values and return either true or false. So let's have a look at the example. See, again we are taking two variables, x as 10 and y as 12. Now, let's print the value. This is x is greater than y. We are comparing one expression with the other. 10. X is 10 and y is 12. No. 10 is not greater than y. So, x greater than y. So, value will be, output will be false. Again, next is x less than y. Yes, it is true. 10 is less than y. So the output will be true. In this case, see, the output will be true. X is less than y, output will be true. Then console that write-ln x is equal to y. No, 10 is not equal to y. Condition should be false. This, within the course, this statement will come as it is, and this will come after the calculation. Say x is a value. It will give the result. Where x 10 is equal to 12. No. So it is false. So x not equal to y is, yes, it is true. X is not equal to y is true. Then x greater than equal to y. No, it is neither greater nor equal. So it will come to false. See, it will come to false. And the next, x less than equal to y. No, it is comparing two conditions. Either x is less than or equal to. Yes, it is not equal to, but it is less than. So the condition is true. So this is how we compare two expressions and results in Boolean value, that is either true or false. Next, logical and bitwise operators. The following are the logical operators supported by VB.NET. In this case, x and y are the Boolean values. Now, let's discuss this. And logical as well as bitwise AND operator returns true if both the operands are true. If both the operands, if x and y, both the operands are true, then it will come out to be true with AND operator. With OR operator, either one of the condition is true. Say logical as well as bitwise OR operator returns true if any of the two operands is true. It does not perform short circuiting. It means that either x is true or y is true. Either of the two variables, two operands is true, it will get true. Not logical as well as this operator. If true, then this operator will make it false. Not, it will negate the statement. If true, it will make it false. Then XOR again returns true if both expressions are same, otherwise false. Then is false determines whether an expression is false, and is true determines whether the expression is true. So these are the logical operators. So in next is, this is the example of the logical operator. Let's have a look. Consider x as true as boolean. X a variable of type boolean which is assigned a value true, and y is again of type boolean and which is assigned a value of false. Now let's see x and y. So we are using which operator? And. So x and y, both the conditions should be true, only then the output will be true. But here x is true, y is false. So x and y is false. Why? Because we need both the conditions to be true or both the conditions to be false. Same. Next, console this and is done. Then console.write x or y is x or y. Either the condition is true. Yes, x is true, y is false. But in case of or, one of it we require one of the condition to be true. So x or y it turns out to be true. X or y is equal to true. Next, not y is not y. So what is not y? Y is false. So what will be the not y? Opposite of false will be true. So not y is equal to true. This way we can write the statement. Next is your assignment operators. Assignment operator are used for assigning the values to the variables in VB.NET. It is represented by equals operator. Yes, dim x as integer is equal to 7. So x is taken as a variable which is of type integer and it is assigned a value of 7 with the help of this assignment operator. It is a simple assignment statement that assigns a value on the right side, that is 7, to a variable x. And there are operators in VB.NET like x plus equal to 4 which have additional meaning. Such operators are known as compound operators. And the meaning of x plus equal to 4 is equivalent to adding 4 to a variable x and then assigning the resultant value back to x. X plus equal to 4 is equivalent to x is equal to x plus 4. So these are the operators and these are the assignment operators and these are the compound assignment statements operators. Equal to plus equal to x is equal to 4, simple equivalent to, then x plus equal to x plus equal to 4 is equal to x is equal to x plus 4, then minus equal x minus equal to is equivalent to, either we can write this way or this way, one and the same. X into is equal to 4 is equal to x is equal to x into 4. Similarly this and this raised to power this and all these are. So these are the operators which are available in the VB.NET. Thank you.